At this age and stage, which was very exciting, with two little girls, 4 and 9 back then, and eyes full of hopes and dreams and trepidations. It was quite a move, and never did we realize that we land there, and within the 6 months, obviously the world is shut down. There's a pandemic, a transition that nobody could have been prepared for, and the truckloads of dreams suddenly became, truckloads of fortitude, because each one of us sort of had to come up with our own coping mechanism and resilience to find ourselves in a world which was very new. Our safety net was back home here. Everything there was new. And I remember my little one, she was 4 when we landed there, and she said, "Mama, are we out of Earth now?" At that time, it literally felt like we were out of Earth when the pandemic happened. But why I give you this backdrop is because that is when Manu put pen to paper. In the middle of all that chaos, in the middle of, all when we are trying to find who we are, why we are here, what's our life going to be like, what's tomorrow going to be like, that is when, this book started. And hats off to him for a new beginning at a time when everything around seemed like it was ending. The doors were getting locked, the conversations were getting shorter, the people were not wanting to meet one another, and in general there was a loss of life everywhere. In that, in our little home, in a little room, Manu with his pen and paper, trying to do a new beginning, that was like a safe haven, a small ray of hope for all of us.
And I wanted to take a moment today to share a little about the parts of my dad's writing journey that I've been lucky to witness. As Mama said, there's been first book, a second, this whole writing process, and I'm really grateful to have been a part of it and watched his art come to life. And yeah, he inspires me every day. But so the dad I've known since I was little has always kind of been an artist in one way or another. Whether he was singing creative lullabies or telling the most invigorating bedtime stories that only made me want to stay up longer, his love for the arts has always been a really big part of my life. And even as I grew older and I started to think I was too cool for lullabies and bedtime stories, my dad's way with words carried into motivational speeches and the long lectures, heartfelt advice he would give me about friendship, school, boys, all my classic 9-year-old worries. So yeah, now as I stand here today at the launch of his book, The Fires We Become, I couldn't be prouder to be his daughter and have watched him and his art evolve over the years. So holding this book in my hand definitely feels a little surreal. There was a first one, but this is my first book launch of his that I'm attending. But I saw firsthand the work that he poured into it, maybe, watching from the sidelines, getting to read it even, before it was finished, helping him pick the cover and everything. But I'm really grateful to have been a part of his process. And every day and every night he sort of spent hunched over his computer with headphones on, coffee in hand. It's been a true labor of love, and I'm really kind of happy to be holding it in my hand. Proud of him for getting it published, all of it. I know it wasn't easy, and it is truly a testament to his passion, or I guess his fire for writing. It's also because being an excellent author, in my view, isn't the only job he holds. Along with holding a demanding corporate job that I couldn't name if I tried, he also wears many hats at home. So to me, he's a chef, a chauffeur, and above all, my best friend. Really my person, my inspiration. And to many of you here, He's a loving brother, an amazing friend, and a trusted confidant, and really so much more. And I think all of us who are lucky enough to have him in our lives can agree that to know you is to love you, Papa.
From the new book. And I'm so excited to be seeing my dad launch his new book with all of his hard work and dedication that he's put in this over the past years. He's always, as Myra said, that computer typing new words or figuring out a way to make it better, which I think it can be. But yeah, so I was going to be reading a page from the 14th chapter called Lion's Woman. Feeble sprinkles of daylight filtered through thousands of clay idols, lined up one after another. Shamshu and I had entered a potter's workshop in the 300-year-old potter's colony located along the northern bank of the Hooghly in Kolkata. Dark as a coal mine, the workshop was a cavern of shadows. A high tarpaulin ceiling, wired together with bamboo loomed above, and ash-colored mud walls absorbed that little light dared to enter. The earthen sculptures of Durga stood unfinished. The potters had a little over a month to complete them for the festival season. The place smelled like a farmhouse, a faint stench of cow dung and fertilizers floating atop a strong current of dried grass. The semi-wet clay idols devoured all the heat they could find to fortify their new identity, making the air eerily cooler than the outside. 1,000 undone eyes of the ochre goddess watched us as we walked deeper into the darkness and down a narrow aisle, our footsteps squelching against a wet, muddy floor. Hug around me. I always feel so safe and loved every time I'm just next to him. To wrap it up, I'm not saying much because I can't really talk. He's worked so hard on this, and I, for one, am so proud to have my dad as this amazing author. And yeah, I love you so much.
This household has too many strong personalities. About the interesting title of the book, which we have personally debated a lot about, which is the fires we pick up, which all of you know intimately of in your lives through your personal experiences. You don't need any prep for that. You all have become fires through many, many processes in your lifetime. So the one question that I'd like to pose each of you is just in line with the title of the book, which is The Fires We've Become. What is that one fire or many fires which you think have shaped you as you went through it? Like the person you've become. It could be from any of your lifetime till now, any one thing, any three things. We start with the gentleman here.
Firstly, this is more than family. So Manu is an elder brother, and we've known each other since literally I was about 4 years old, 3 years old, probably younger than that, of course. I'm very proud of the book. I was here in the last book launch as well. I'm very happy to meet him every 5-6 years whenever he decides to launch a book. But coming back to your question, I think I've had a lot of these fire moments over the years, and it's, I think, just a matter of catching the right one, and then that kind of takes you to the next step. I would term these fire moments as probably junctures of my life where I have to take a chance, take a call whether I want to do this or do that, and that kind of defines your path pretty much. For instance, I decided to do a bachelor's in music in Australia. If I had not done that, my life would have been very different than what it is today. And I think I took out that particular opportunity, and that created a very, very beautiful experience for me. And so on and so forth. I think with films, with music, with reinventing yourself, I think once a person is gets a hang of utilizing these fiery moments that come and present themselves, you kind of are waiting for these moments whenever they come, and you can identify them from a regular moment coming to a particular moment that is going to take you places. And I think that has happened immense amount of times in my life, and I'm looking for more of these to latch onto them so that I take you to the next step.
Very well said, Raghav. Thank you so much. The crossroads and how you made the best of those. Thank you so much. Neeti?
Good evening, everyone. It's so amazing to be here, and we were waiting for this day for many, many weeks. Since the time we got to know that Manu is again launching his second book, and it takes a lot. So first, I really, really want to congratulate you, Manu, because firstly, you had to become fire yourself before you could just reach this point that yes, we'll launch the book, and and then things fall in place. So everybody showed up, and this is so amazing to see you just do what you love. And I've known you for many years now, and it is so heartening to see him grow as a writer, as an artist. I really feel this is an art, and it's amazing. Well, what fires? The fires we become. I feel purpose is your fire, and whenever there is purpose, there is a path, and whenever you have that, I think whenever I have felt that I have this purpose, and this is where I want to be, I felt that fire within me to go and get it, and I think that's when we celebrate this fire, and I hope it continues to stay with us. So that's what it is. और वो जो बच्चा शोर मचा रहा है वो मेरा ही है. One of the fires is over there. And I'm so happy Nihar just landed, so he could make it. So I'm so happy that
He's coming straight
from the airport.
Thank you so much.
ये हमारे दोस्तों के लिए always there.
This is the love that we have immense gratitude for. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Neeti. Beautifully said. And of course, the fire herself.
Thank you so much for being here. Your time is precious, and like I said, you could be anywhere, but you're here with me. You're here with my family. You're here with my friends. You're here with my book, and that means a lot for me. I'm trying to weigh it down in words, but it's way more than that. So thank you.
Thank you.
Neeti, Tahira, Raghav, absolutely nothing but love and gratitude. I'm inspired not just by what you've become or achieved professionally, but the people that you are, with exceptionally and inconveniently large hearts. That is what one tries to. I wouldn't have finished a million things in life if it wasn't for her. Unwashed dishes included, but here's to the fires we've lit the last 25 years, and here's to more. I'm sure we'll have a few sparks burning down towns and cities. So, Myra and Timaya, my two beautiful, beautiful daughters, having you here tonight with me, it is the kind of things that father daydream about. It is a dream come true for me to have you here. The pride and light, in your eyes make me want to do better every single day. It is for you that I try to be a better man. So may you forge in your own fires and emerge not just stronger, but more you. Now, before I get misty-eyed and start doing that awkward dad sniff into the mic, let's talk a bit about this book. And I'm being selfish and sorry if I'm taking a couple of minutes, but the fires we become started with a question I just couldn't let go of. The question being, what if this, the very moments we wish had never happened were the ones that shaped us the most? We spend our lives dodging the flames, heartbreaks, losses, betrayals, disappointments. We fear they'll burn us down to nothing. But I've learned.
We also heard that second movie was journey. This is about this journey process in short and Facebook.
So, I've always loved writing. I've always indulged in writing. right from school days, I've been the editor of magazines and wrote on social media, and I think it's an art that I've been, I loved and I've developed it over the years. And when I felt that I had a story in me to share with the world, that's when I wrote my first book called The Unprodigal. That was a long time back, 6 years back. So and then as you write more, as you love your art more, I think you spend more time being a student of that art, right? You understand how can you be a better writer, the science behind storytelling. And I think the second book, which I wrote in 2020, and I finished it in probably 4 or 5 months, and it was just lying there because I could not really get it to editing and life took over or whatever. The journey has been that of a student. I think the more you are humble and the more you know that you will always be a student, that teaches you the art. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
When you wrote this second book and tell us about where it is available right now. Is it really available?
Yeah, so it was recently launched on Amazon for pre-orders, and it's now officially available on Amazon. It's available in bookstores. Rupa Publications has published it, and I'm sure, being the strong publication house that they will be distributing the books and having them placed in different bookstores. But it's also available online, like I said. It's available on Amazon. What was the other question? See, the basic theme of the book, like I mentioned earlier, is about how your struggles and challenges shape you. The choices when you're faced against a hard battle in front of you, how do you how do you decide what to do? What are your decisions? What are your choices? Does that struggle, or fires as I call them, does those fires, does that create you or break you? Does that mold you stronger, or does that melt you? And based on that, can you make those challenges your own and become that and be stronger than that, right? So the theme of the book is, and you'll see all the characters in the book are about making right choices and wrong choices. We are human beings. We'll never make all choices which are the right ones. We will make wrong choices, but how do you overcome that? How do you overcome the fires that you burn in? And how do you become that fire by staying true to yourself? Each character in the book is like that and goes through that fire to evolve, to transform, to become something bigger and stronger and larger.
Lastly, your daughters were baby. How was that moment?
It's unreal. It's surreal, if I can call it that, because I never thought, 20 years back, that two of my kids sitting right in front of me would be talking the way that they talked about the story, about the book. I mean, I had tears in my eyes, and likely, any father would. It is one of the most beautiful memories of my life, which I'll take to my grave. So, thank you.